You can do it if it's an occasional lost leader, or if there's some other indemnified deal, like we had in Virginia a couple of years ago. We had a outbreak of avian influenza and landfilled 1,000 tractor trailer loads of chickens and turkeys in our adjacent county. And of course, since that was a government ordered action, it was indemnified by the taxpayers to the tune of $700 million or so. And the industry actually made more money that year than they ever did growing chickens, because they didn't have to slaughter them. They just had to landfill them and then get paid for it. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff in the system that creates a prejudicial pricing structure. That's important to understand. But without regard to that, the fact is, we should pay more for food. As a culture, as a civilization, American civilization right now, we pay the lowest of income, the lowest per capita, or not, the lowest as a ratio of income. Any culture, any civilization in the world right now, and we have the highest on health care. I wonder if there could possibly be any relation between the two. And when you realize that the subsidized food, high fructose corn syrup is a perfect example, is part of the reason why diabetes, obesity, all that stuff is cheap, or is so epidemic now. But with that being said, what are things that can be done to drop the price? The number one reason that we have that our local food tends to be higher priced is due to non-scalable government regulations that don't scale. I happen to, Teresa and I now co-own our small community federal slaughterhouse. We bought it 2 years ago with another fella, and to keep it in the community. And we get the same amount of paperwork every week, even though we only do 20 beeves a week. We get the same amount of paperwork as an IBP that does 5,000 head a day. Well, somebody has to go through that paperwork, check the boxes. If you're making a potato salad in your cafe or restaurant, and the HACCP plan requires a 24/7 thermometer monitor in that thing that costs $800, it's one thing to pay for that when you're making a bowl once a week. It's another thing if you're making 4,000 pounds a day, like an industrial food place. I can belabor I don't want to belabor the point, but you see what I'm saying? The point is that the regulations are not scalable. And so what happens is it creates an artificial price prejudice. That's why it costs us $300 a beef to do what IBP does, or XL or Monfort does for 50 bucks. A big one is hides. There is no hide curing, no leather tanning in the United States. It's all tanned in China. Well, the great big vertical integrators, when they're doing 5,000 head of steer or pigs a day, or 10,000, okay, they're generating a couple tractor trailer loads of hides every day that go directly in a container ship to China. And they get paid, 20 bucks, 30 bucks a piece.